Good morning from Rio. Vahe, Gregorian of the Kansas City Star here. Today's McClatchy teammate, DeCock from Raleigh, joins me on the rooftop of our hotel. It's the morning after opening ceremonies, and this is my 10th Olympics, maybe my 8th or 9th opening ceremonies. I think I missed one or two because of, oddly enough, transit issues. But it was Luke's first, and so we're going to talk a little bit about his impressions of that and what you thought the meaning of the night was.
Yeah, well, maybe everyone feels this way after their first opening ceremony, but I thought Brazil did a really nice job on a very limited budget in terms of creating a spectacle that wasn't that different from sort of these very expensive things we've seen in Beijing and London. And I thought it was very evocative of what we've seen of Brazil so far, the music and the dancing, and really a good example of what they call gambara, which is sort of doing more with less, MacGyvering everything, as they kept saying, like that was going to make us understand it. But and really, it should be a good omen for the games, because this was an order of magnitude less expensive than other opening ceremonies we've seen. But to me, and again, my first one, it had the same impact. It had the same sort of spectacle. So if Brazil can kind of pull that off with some of the other things we've seen slapped together, that probably bodes pretty well for the next 2 weeks.
Well, as I say, great minds think alike, and so do ours. I was also struck by the gambara aspect of it. I thought it was very symbolic of sort of the whole thing Rio's trying to pull off. And even though I'm a jaded veteran of these things, I felt very much like Luke did. I thought it was a very uplifting thing, a very hopeful thing, and we sort of think maybe turning the page moment. There were some logistical issues last night. That can happen more so on an opening ceremonies day than you might realize. We've experienced that before. It doesn't necessarily portend that kind of fiasco the rest of the way, but we don't know yet how Rio will really be able to handle this, and that's going to be something we'll really learn in the next couple of days. Luke, your day today, how are you going to spend it?
I have men's basketball tonight, so that's going to be interesting. Their opener against China. And I'm dressed to go for a run here, a little bit of a late start this morning after getting back from the stadium last night, which is, as you've alluded to, is a logistical undertaking, just to do it yourself, let alone get all the athletes back to the village. So it's been a busy couple days here already. Looking forward to actually having some games, some things to actually happen to write about. But just one more thought on the opening ceremonies. The entry of the refugee Olympic team, I really thought was a transcendent moment, and the way the stadium sort of swelled up, and Brazil came right behind, so it just was this crescendo that kind of carried that Parade of Nations is so long. I mean, it takes forever, but to have that at the end, it was this real sort of crescendo of energy that led into the lighting of the cauldron and all that. I thought that was a great moment. That
is the best thing the IOC has done in a long, long time, and really it touched anybody in there. My day, and I believe Dave EULITT behind the camera here's day, will be over at archery to see local Zach Garrett of Wellington, Missouri, population 812, go for a medal in the team sport, team event, and he'll have a chance. They're good, and they're ranked second coming into this. And then we'll see how the rest of this unfolds, and as always, I've talked too long. So thanks a lot for joining us. Read us on kansascity.com, and I don't know the Raleigh website's name.
Newsobserver.com.
Newsobserver.com. So, thank you again for joining us this morning.